welcome to America's Premier Experts. I'm your host, Jess Todtfeld. Chuck Boyce is the independent executive, and he used to be on the corporate fast track and realized it was the wrong track. Chuck, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Now, wait a second. I thought it's a good thing to be on the corporate fast track.
Well, for some people, it is good to be on the corporate fast track. What I found for me, though, was my relationships were suffering, even though I was meeting my economic needs, but my personal life was a complete disaster.
Right. So you knew there needed to be some change. I don't know how long it took to figure out what the right change was, but what happened?
Well, I had met my wife, proposed, and we developed our future together and what that was going to look like. And we realized that though the economic benefits of being on the fast track for a corporate, as a corporate executive with a Fortune 500 company would have us with a very nice lifestyle, it wouldn't fulfill us personally.
Right. So how did you go about trying to find that personal fulfillment? This is what everybody wants.
Right.
Did you find it?
I have, yeah. And it started by, the first step was quitting my job.
You quit your job.
Quit my job.
How much did your wife love you at that exact moment?
Well, fortunately, we had discussed it, so it was not a complete surprise for her. But I was told by all of my peers, my colleagues, my bosses, that I was crazy, that I was leaving the ideal job. I was on a fast track to get to the top. But the problem was, with all of the travel that I was forced to do, I was traveling and I was making my company rich, but I wasn't making me rich personally and professionally.
So what does this mean, the independent executive?
The independent executive basically understands that we are in business as business owners or entrepreneurs to have businesses that fulfill our personal lifestyle, our personal destiny, instead of the other way around. So many people are taught in school that you go and you get a job and you climb the ladder and you're employed by life.
We're taught that there's one option.
Right, exactly. There's one way to go.
Right.
And in my parents' generation, that was indeed the case. You could work for one company for your entire career. My father, my grandfather, both joined General Motors after serving in the military, and they both were fortunate enough to retire. Had I taken that same path, well, I think you could figure out where I'd be today.
Yeah, right. But so you knew you needed to break free, but did you try a business that didn't work? What is that next step?
The next step is figuring out first what you want for your life. What does your life look like? And then finding a business and creating your business around that life to give you that lifestyle that you want. So in my case, I wanted to travel when I wanted, not when I was told to travel.
Yeah.
I didn't want to travel 26 weeks out of the year anymore, but I still wanted to do some of that travel. So my business now allows me to travel when I want, and my business serves my needs instead of the other way around. So many business owners and entrepreneurs get into a company and they end up trying to change their lifestyle to suit and fulfill their business's destiny instead of their own.
How is your life different now? Give us some specifics about what you get to do that you didn't do before.
Specifically now, I get to take 8 to 10 weeks off with my family every summer. Yep, my business is designed so that.
And you're not a teacher. I guess you're teaching people, but you're not
I'm not a traditional teacher, but my wife left her corporate job. She became a school nurse because that fit in, and now that gives us summers off with our 6-year-old daughter. So we're planning to spend 8 weeks with family in Milan next summer and just leave the company. We've built the company that it can sustain itself without me having to be constantly fiddling with it all of the time.
And you're showing other people how to do what you've done.
Right. So I've spent the last 10 years and a boatload of money studying all of the gurus, all of the experts, and I have put together my system to break free from those traditional mindsets and build a company that can fulfill your personal destiny.
And breaking free, that's one of the big messages that I hear you talking about often. One of the things that brought us to realize that you were even out there and brought you here today. What does that mean?
Breaking free means you make a decision to make a change.
Yeah.
So in my case, it was we were getting married and I needed to break free from the corporate lifestyle that we had that I had been involved in at that time. And people can have multiple breaking free moments. I've had 3 so far. One came, I was involved with a company. I spent my daughter's first birthday working in my home office while 50 of my closest friends and family were downstairs celebrating my daughter's birthday. At that moment, I knew had to be changed. We were on the wrong track again, and we had to go ahead and make that change.
And there are a lot of people who can really relate to that.
Absolutely. I'm now in a position where my wife and we get to be there for our daughter, and we get to be there for each other and the rest of our families.
Right. So what's an action step people who are watching right now can take?
They should go to my website, which is thebreakingfreeblog.com.
Yes.
We have a bunch of great resources there that will kind of show them what it means to be an independent executive, how to plan out and put together what your life purpose is first, and then figure out how to build your business to fulfill that life purpose.
And Chuck Boyce, the final nugget, the last thought that you can leave for people, hopefully it's something encouraging to leave in their minds, what would it be?
It's never too late. No matter where you're at in your career, there's always the opportunity to go ahead and break free, but you have to make that decision, and you have to take that first step.
Chuck Boyce is the independent executive. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much.
All right.